Hello out there, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video has not been researched, and it's opinion based only. And it's an anime today, and the anime is called Redline. And yes, I know that I'm late to the game because the movie actually came out in 2009, and I literally just watched it a few hours ago. I said, so sorry about that. I'll try and rate or review or give my opinions on some newer anime down the line, but this one was recommended to me by Scamboli Reviews. I love his videos. He's so freaking funny, and I like his voice. It's very soothing, ironically, even though I know the content he's talking about is not the stuff of lullabies and good dreams. Him and Let's Read are two of my favorite. Have the most soothing voices, very put you they can put you to sleep, But anyway, moving on. I watched this literally about 2-3 hours ago, but I do have old lady brain, so I might be getting some stuff confused. Because then right after I watched it, I took a nap, out here living my best life and whatnot. So I'm sorry if I'm not completely accurate about some scenes. So yeah. And there will be spoilers ahead for all of you out there listening that have not seen the movie, so be forewarned. The premise of the movie is that there's this intergalactic race every 5 years called Redline, and the main character is JP, and then his partner / friend is Frisbee. And JP is a driver, and Frisbee is the mechanic that works on the cars for him. And JP is a talented driver or whatever, but him and Frisbee are getting paid to take dives. So every time he gets close to winning, he ends up being forced to lose, so they can pay back the mafia, which ironically, the only reason they owe the mafia is because Frisbee got the money from them in the first place, because he wanted to buy parts for a car for JP to race in, because he was hoping he would win, and he didn't. And now it's just a constant cycle. But they end up participating in Redline, even though he originally lost, because the Redline race is going to be on a planet Robo Planet. I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong, and a few of the racers drop out because they don't want to take their chance on Roboland, because Roboland is not very hospitable to them in the Redline race. So he ends up getting him and I think another driver to end up getting in by default. And while he mingles or whatnot, and then he meets another driver named Sonashi, and she's the romantic interest, so to speak. Kind of. It has a little romance, but it's not a romantic anime, but he meets her, and they actually knew each other from when they were little, but they never say if she remembers him or not. From what I remember, I was just so. But she kind of encouraged him to get out there and to get racing, because he used to just watch and look or whatever. But where it gets really interesting to me, the anime in and of itself is great. It's probably on my top 10 list now. I say maybe top 20. There's so many anime movies out there that I haven't seen, so I'll put it I'll give it up in the air for right now, or to be determined, I guess. What the part that gets to me is about halfway through the movie, after this impromptu date he has with Sonashi at a restaurant, which that scene is super funny. It's just he has to save her on the date, and then this guy comes in, or thing, not like a guy, but comes in like beating up this other thing, like this dude, and it's just ridiculous, and it's just funny. Like, it's hard for me to explain that part, but you should definitely check it out, though. I think I backtracked, rewound that like a couple of times. But after that little impromptu date, JP and after the little impromptu date, JP and Sonashi, they have like they bond or whatever after he saves her, like helps protect her, and she loses her earring, and he brings her back the earring like a few scenes later with like a little flower, and he's on like this turbo motorcycle. And when he's leaving from dropping off the flower and the earring, he goes off of like this little like embankment or like this little rocky cliff, and he lands like in a like field of flowers, which is very random because like the planet in and of itself, from what I've seen in the movie, was nothing but like rocky and desolate and just no like plant life, and all of a sudden it's like just a little thing of flowers right there. And when he's like crashing, like flipping off of the bike or whatever, they show like scenes, like basically like his life flashes before his eyes, and it's like him when he's little and him and Frisbee and like the date he just had with Sonashi and stuff like that. And then they show like his eyes sparkle for a second, and then they're dead. Like he's just looking off into space or whatever for a few seconds, and they cut to the next scene. And this is where I think it gets darker. Like the anime in and of itself is not like, it has some funny moments and it's a little romance, it's like action, like kind of like, I guess for lack of a better term, like high octane, it's a little bit of everything. But I feel like it gets a little dark there because I'm thinking it gets like Vanilla Sky like esque. That's the vibe I'm getting. And for all of you out there who have not watched Vanilla Sky, which is also another old movie, I think that movie came out in like 2000 or 2001, and it's pretty good. Like, I know a lot of critics bash it and they say it's like one of Tom Cruise's worst movies, but I actually really like it. Like, it's a legitimately, I think, like a good movie that's like really underrated. But the premise of Vanilla Sky is like, like the choices we make, and I'm not gonna get too much into that because this is a Redline anime kind of movie recap review. I said, but Vanilla Sky is just like the gist of it. Like half of the movie, he's in like a dream state, but you don't know that until like the end of the movie. And I feel like maybe that's what happened in Redline. Like from that point on, like after he had the motorcycle crash, like he maybe had actually died, and like everything afterwards was just like, what could have happened, like what could have been, or maybe he's like unconscious because like at the beginning of the movie he got really badly hurt and was in the hospital, and they're like, you can't survive another crash, blah, blah. That's what they were saying at the beginning of the film, so that's what I'm thinking happened, because then like how it ended and stuff, like, it just was too, like, for it to be like the kind of movie that it was, like kind of high octane, kind of action packed and stuff like that. The ending was kind of syrupy sweet, like, but that's just how I feel. Like, I haven't watched too many reviews about the movie. I think I literally watched like 3, and nobody said they had my theory about it. They just were saying how great and how the art style is so interesting and cool, which I do very much agree with, because everyone I know, like anime, a lot of times the characters can start to look alike, like they're all going from the same template, but like this is like where they're shadowing and all the characters have their own like uniqueness about them, and it's like different creatures and things from other planets and stuff, and I just thought that was pretty awesome, and I highly recommend it. And you also should check out Vanilla Sky, which is dark. It is not an anime. I'm just like, but it is a really good movie. Type of movies that make you think, and maybe like, not the, and like I said, it could be like I'm wrong and my theory is just crazy talk, but you know, it makes you think, but not you don't think the movie's going in that direction, because that's not what I was expecting. And like, you know, I watched it and I rewound it and I'm like, you know, and I just started, my little wheels started turning. So, you know, maybe when you watch it, you'll see or get something different from me. But I hope you enjoyed the video today, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.